In June 1730, a British slave ship, the Little George, set sail from the Banana Islands off the coast of Guinea. The ship carried 96 captured Africans bound for Rhode Island, a colony in British North America, where they would be sold into slavery. Captain George Scott, in command of the vessel, had embarked on yet another transatlantic journey, transporting human cargo across the treacherous Atlantic Ocean. But this voyage would not be like the others. 5 days into the journey, something remarkable happened, a revolt. Below deck, the African captives suffered in silence. Chained to the ship's beams, they were packed tightly in the poorly ventilated hold, subjected to brutal conditions and the constant threat of mistreatment by the crew. 4 days, they endured the stench, the hunger, and the pain. But they did not lose hope. Among them, whispers of rebellion spread. Escape seemed impossible, but they would soon prove otherwise. As the Little George drifted farther from the African coast, their resolve hardened. This journey, they decided, would not be their end. On June 6, 1730, at around 4 a.m., 5 days after setting sail, the revolt began. Several captives, determined and resourceful, managed to slip out of their iron shackles. Breaking through the bulkhead that separated them from the deck, they crept silently, armed with makeshift weapons and their fierce desire for freedom. On the deck, 3 watchmen stood guard, unaware of the danger brewing below. But the captives, fueled by desperation, overpowered them quickly. A brief but deadly struggle ensued. The Africans killed the guards before they could sound the alarm, leaving the rest of the crew asleep and unprepared. As dawn broke, the captives seized control of the ship. They took weapons, arming themselves with the tools of their oppressors. In a brilliant act of ingenuity, some even managed to create a bomb from gunpowder pressed into a bottle. They threatened to ignite it, a powerful statement that left the remaining crew in terror. Recognizing the threat to their lives and the ship, Captain Scott and the crew had no choice but to surrender. The Africans, with no formal sailing or navigational skills, now faced a new challenge: how to steer the ship back to their homeland. Despite their lack of experience, the African captives managed to turn the Little George around. Using only their instincts and the sun to guide them, they set their course for Africa. Days passed as they sailed back across the Atlantic, inching closer to freedom with every mile. For the crew, who once captors and now captives, it was a sobering experience. They had lost control of the ship, and their fate now rested in the hands of those they had enslaved. After several days at sea, the Little George reached the mouth of the Sierra Leone River. Against all odds, the captives had succeeded in returning to the African continent. It was here, at the edge of freedom, that they made their final move. Both the Africans and the British crew abandoned the ship. The captives, now free, melted into the safety of the surrounding land. They had fought for, and won, their liberation. The Little George Revolt stands as one of the most successful slave ship uprisings in history. It is a testament to the courage and resilience of the captives, who, in the face of unimaginable cruelty, chose to fight for their freedom. Captain George Scott and the surviving crew were later rescued by another slave ship. Scott detailed the revolt in his report, ensuring that the story of this remarkable event would be passed down through history. Though much of the Little George story remains obscure, its legacy endures as a symbol of resistance and the unbreakable will of those who refuse to remain enslaved. The Little George Revolt is more than just a chapter in the history of the transatlantic slave trade. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope and resilience can prevail. This story stands as a beacon of resistance and a testament to the strength of those who refuse to submit to oppression. If this story resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of African history, resilience, and defiance.